Hello, my name is Jonathan Ray, co-founder of Aible. And Aible enables organizations and individuals to get more with their data at all stages of the data journey. But today I'm going to take you through our augmented data engineering and augmented analytics suite and our Chat Aible overlay that helps organizations get more from their data. To get started in Aible, of course, we have to connect to some data. We can upload CSV files, or we can link to any number of different data warehouses to grab the data we're looking for. And here I can grab a Snowflake connection and select the data set, select a KPI or outcome that we're interested in, and then simply import the data. And Aible will automatically begin doing the data quality checks to ensure that the data that we're pulling in is going to be usable. And so here we see an example of a data quality check where it's identified that key is not going to be very useful in our analysis. Makes sense, it's just a unique ID. And it's fixed a number of missing values for us. Right, we can also go in and take a look at all the correlations that are relevant related to the KPI we're interested in. And we can take a look at different useful variables where Aible has identified different interactions that will be valuable for us to use going forward. Now, to get my final data set we're going to dive into in a minute, all right, we have to join together a few different data sets. And so I can go in here and I can set up my join where I select my two different tables. These both have keys, or I could use unique lookups. And so I can go ahead and I could use this, or if I've run this analysis before, I can actually go ahead and select my completed data set. And Aible will automatically bring in the joins and the columns that we've updated and include that in the analysis. All right. Once we do the join and we kick everything off here, we can go ahead and save this. And now this is going to process. And once this completes, we will have our saved data quality card where Aible is running an AI first approach to check and identify, is the data useful? What are the factors that are important? And actually give us a full breakdown of which factors are going to be most important in determining who's going to be affected by flooding, right? And here we can see in this circular chart, the model's identified for us that country development level is very important, coupled with energy use, CO2 emissions, population density, agricultural, forestry, and fishing, and different population levels, and so forth. So this is how we go and prepare our data and allow an AI-first approach to identify what matters to help guide us through this data set. All right, now that my data set is ready, I can dive in and start exploring insights. But before I do that, I want to talk a little bit about query performance. Now, we realize that an AI can ask millions of questions in the time it takes a human to ask just a handful. Right? And so what we're able to do is use the AI model to generate an information model that contains the answers for millions of questions. So when it comes to the query speed, right? When we ask Aible to go in and tell us what's going on, we're able to produce an auto-generated dashboard in just a matter of seconds, right? The thing that takes time is actually loading up the metadata file. But here, instantly, Aible has auto-generated a dashboard for us. And it's telling us the most important factors around the different development levels, the interactions that are occurring with those development levels. And we can go through this dashboard and look at all of the features that are most important, all of the interactions where there are different patterns that we need to be aware of as we go through this. Now, if we're interested in a specific group, let's say emerging, I can go ahead and just type in emerging, and Aible will reorient the dashboard, giving me all of the details I need to know about the emerging market. And in most query tools, you would end up getting this chart, right? Just showing you the top level insights. These are all rank ordered by the importance of the interaction with each of these features. All right, so very powerful in that respect, but we can also go a bit deeper and go into our powerful mode. right? The powerful view allows us to look across all of the, potentially thousands to millions of variable combinations. In this particular data set, Aible has analyzed 60,000 unique combinations, right? And it's showing us those here. All right, so I have the ability to dive into any of these patterns and see what's going on. So there's an increasing risk of flooding when we're looking at higher agricultural and fishing. But Aible has generated all the drill downs and all the group bys. And as I click into these, we can see that there are different, here underdeveloped plateaus. It does not continue to accelerate. I can share this off with my colleagues and have them come in and contribute and see this insight as well. Now, I also have our chat capability. And this is incredibly powerful for reaching out to more individuals in the organization. And so here, Aible goes in and gives us an overview. And I'm going to talk more about this in section 4. But Aible is analyzing the data set. The language model is producing insights, but we don't have to worry about hallucinations because Aible's double checking. Anything that you see as blue is true and validated by the information model. So I talked last section about the collaboration within the Aible platform for all of the Aible users, but what if you need to share information with folks who aren't in the Aible ecosystem? Well, here we have many options, right? We can come in and we can download a PowerPoint presentation, right? And what this allows me to do is get that in PowerPoint format. And Aible has automatically exported any charts that it's found on its own, any charts that you pin to the analysis. And this is all in native PowerPoint format. So if I want to go in and change the chart type, adjust different parameters, I can do that all here within PowerPoint. And of course, if you apply your corporate template, that provides value as well because it can all be natively in your format so it's ready to go for a boardroom presentation. For folks who are using other tools, other BI platforms, for example, in this case, Looker, right, we also have the ability to auto-generate dashboards in other tools. Now, this is incredibly powerful because once you've gone and done the work to find the insights in Aible, right, it would be incredibly painful to have to go back to Looker, develop all of the dashboards manually. And so here, Aible's picked up that the development level is the most important, as we saw in prior analyses, and keyed in on some different interactions that are showing value. And with this as well, it's not just a static dashboard, it is interactive. So I can come in here and look at patterns around different levels of CO2 emissions. And before I generate the new dashboard, I can go and look at what Aible has identified as the most important patterns that are potentially going to be auto-generated here in my Looker dashboard and get a good feel for what are the important insights. And then once I publish this, then I can share this around in Looker, again, share that dashboard and be able to empower my organization to get access to these insights that were identified and surfaced through Aible without having to formulate hypotheses, ask specific questions. Aible is going through and exhaustively finding the patterns that we need to know about and presenting them not only within Aible, but also allowing us to get those out into technologies like PowerPoint or Looker or Tableau. Now, Aible has proven success allowing analysts to get more insights in their data, move 10 times faster through projects than they could before, using an AI-first approach to identify patterns. But the challenge is there are many people in organizations who aren't comfortable looking at charts and graphs in detail in this respect. And Chat Aible has been incredibly powerful for helping this group that just wants to get the cliff notes, get the understanding of what's going on. Right? And I mentioned in section 2, right, Aible is going in using the large language model to go in and identify what's important in the data set, but also giving you the ability to confirm and support those insights with the charts. All right? If it's blue, it's true. Aible's automatically doing the double check, so humans don't have to go through and second guess if the information model is hallucinating numbers or not. Right? You can see here, and this chart has never been sent to the information model. This is something that we can now triple check to see what are the most important patterns, confirm what's going on behind the scenes looking at these charts. But the language models bring additional power in that they can go in and give us context that used to be the domain of, well, expert analysts, right? And here we can see Aible hypothesizing around the patterns around different development levels of countries, higher energy use, having more resources and perhaps infrastructure to mitigate flooding. So really helping provide that context. It's also giving us the ability to provide follow-up questions, give us ideas of different areas we could search that might be of interest, and even supporting us with the charts here to see different areas that we might want to dig into further. Now, we can also provide feedback. Importantly, this doesn't go to the language model. This gets stored locally. So we can actually repurpose this within an organization on different language models. You don't want to throw away this feedback information. And some groups are saying, well, we're just not going to collect any information. You want to collect this training information. It's very valuable, but you want to use it in-house. Aible empowers you to do that. And we can also ask follow-up questions, right? And these can be quite abstract because the language model can interpret them, right? And we can kick off these queries and get responses back where Aible's coming back and saying, all right, across different development levels, right? It already showed us this top-level chart, but then it's going in and digging in further and helping us see exactly where there are valuable interactions occurring and factors that we want to really understand what's going on, what's happening. Now, this is the professor style. It's a bit verbose, but we have the ability to use different chat styles. So if you wanted a simple list view, if you wanted in the case an HBS business case view, or short and punchy, right, you can change around your chat style to really custom tailor this to your needs and preferences.